In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, Israel is currently at the most important turn in its history. The army chief and Netanyahu have come face to face, and this is a very tough phase for Israel. The majority of the country supports the army chief, who wasn't even elected, but the situation is now critical. Yahya Sinwar has issued a dire threat. If there is even one military strike, all prisoners will return in coffins. Yesterday, Netanyahu gave a speech where he apologized to the nation, something he has never done before. Remember, great leaders die before the nation, but Netanyahu had never offered an apology. This time, however, he came with full force, giving a heartfelt speech, promising action, and saying the war would not end soon. He ordered the army chief to strike Hamas, free the prisoners, and ensure no Hamas member survived. But the army chief refused, stating that striking would lead to the prisoners being killed, and they had no concrete information on where the prisoners were being held. He declared that they would not strike, even if Netanyahu ordered it, because the chances of success were only 5%, and the public reaction would be severe. Netanyahu insisted, saying he was the prime minister and was giving a direct order to strike, but the army chief continued to refuse. He cited the ground realities, saying they could not succeed in such an operation. Netanyahu, however, believes in certain prophecies and believes that if they don't seize Gaza and Palestine during this critical time, they might not have another chance for 100 years. He compares it to the auspicious timing taken out in India, believing that if they miss this time, disaster will follow. However, the army chief argues that the ground realities are more important than these stories. He knows the numbers, has the intelligence, and is aware of the overall situation. He is certain that the operation won't succeed. Netanyahu and the army chief's conflict is now well known, and the situation is becoming more dangerous. Netanyahu recently went to the army and, after meeting local leaders, told them that they were fighting a battle that hadn't been seen in 2,000 years. He told them this was their chance to bring freedom and begin a revolution, after which they would rule the world. He tried to convince them that he was on their side, but the army chief remained stuck in a difficult position. Unlike previous army chiefs who carried out operations without hesitation, this time the situation is different. The army chief believes they can't win with the current circumstances. 6 Israeli soldiers have already been killed, and Netanyahu didn't pressure them into doing the operation. Still, Hamas took the opportunity to kill them, and both sides are now blaming each other. The army carried out an operation, and all the people in the building were killed. This has happened multiple times, and prisoners are often caught in the crossfire. Now the whole world is watching them, wondering what they are doing, and their internal conflicts seem never-ending. Netanyahu is calling for unity among the people, urging everyone to stand together and fight. But those who carried out the strike are saying that he is aligned with Hamas and Yahya Sinwar. People are questioning how he plans to bring back the prisoners while keeping public support. Netanyahu has assured them that the military will succeed, but people believe he has failed in providing security. Netanyahu, however, blames the army chief, saying it is his responsibility to bring back the prisoners, not the prime minister's. Netanyahu's coalition partners are now attacking the army chief, accusing him of cowardice and being afraid of Hamas, Lebanon, and war. They believe the chief's refusal to strike does not align with the rules of war. The media, which rarely covers internal strife, is now full of stories about the growing conflict between the prime minister and the army chief. The army chief is being criticized and called a coward. Some claim he is afraid of Lebanon, Hamas, and other enemies. This situation has reached a point where, even if the army chief thinks he can be replaced, it's clear that leading Israel's army in these conditions is the toughest job. The ground forces chief has now resigned, stating that he cannot continue to fight. This is a significant development, as the ground forces chief holds a lot of importance. He admitted that the pressure to produce results had become overwhelming. He said he couldn't meet the demands of leadership, especially given the impossibility of success in the current circumstances. Netanyahu continues to believe that Israel's military can fight for years like the Afghan forces did, but the army chief knows this is not sustainable. The army has to fight within Israel's borders, and the chief is worried about the long-term outcomes. Netanyahu met the families of prisoners and said it was the army's job to rescue their loved ones. He added that the army chief has been given the resources weapons, and technology to succeed, but he isn't delivering results. However, due to the ongoing war, Netanyahu can't simply remove the chief. Despite his frustrations, Netanyahu is standing with the army chief publicly, stating that they don't want more war but need results. Meanwhile, the country remains in a critical situation. The defense minister also supports the army chief, leading to a government split. Half of the ministers want to continue the war, while the other half seeks peace. It's important to note that Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, operates independently and is not under the army's control. While Mossad shares intelligence, it acts separately from the military, adding another layer of complexity to the crisis. Netanyahu previously ordered Mossad to kill figures like Ismail Haniyeh, but now the focus is on Yahya Sinwar, who is far more dangerous. Sinwar has been involved in numerous wars and is not interested in peace talks. Unlike Haniyeh, who was more of a politician, Sinwar is a hardened fighter. He has put prisoners on the front lines, knowing that Israel would be hesitant to strike for fear of killing them. Netanyahu is struggling to balance public anger and military failure. The people are losing trust in the government, and the military is faltering. Meanwhile, the situation with Yahya Sinwar remains unresolved, as he continues to pose a significant threat. Israel's Air Force has also failed to produce the desired results, further complicating the nation's strategy. And that wraps up today's edition of Reality News. If you enjoyed the content, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. See you all tomorrow.